Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Shantae in the Seven Sirens. Yeah, that's where we are. Where we were doing a red carpet race undercover because we think we've gotten a tip off that somebody is going to try and rob the place during the race. Uh, these missions seem to be really coming out of nowhere. It almost feels like the Kickstarter people were submitting their own ideas, which that does sometimes happen in Kickstarter games, where people just throw out ideas and use that as a way of getting more involvement. I've seen it kind of both ways. I've seen it where the developers are throwing out ideas once a month, just to see whatever sticks on the wall, and then that ends up getting bodged together as a single game, much like this experience. And these missions do feel very bodged together, and I don't see any way that the story is going to interconnect into one overall narrative. But I've also seen it done where it is the submitters, the people supporting the Kickstarter, giving out ideas, and then the supporters then falling in love with other supporters' ideas, and then it becomes this weird group project that doesn't have a consistent voice in its narrative. Also, I've seen game developers certainly create stories and narratives just so that they can keep their Kickstarter and their PayPal funding going for one more month. I would point you to probably Yandere Simulator as a game like that, where Yandere Dev, as he goes by, seems to always, every couple months, have some new excuse, some new idea, something that changes the plan and stretches the release date further and further back to the point where you at this point should be certain that he's never actually going to finish the product and release it, or even have anything that is reasonably close to being a release candidate. And sometimes, artists do have to just learn to abandon their projects. That is the old saying, is that no art is ever finished, it's just abandoned. And sometimes that's how that works. Well, regardless, I'm not sure how this really is going to play. Like, I can go up and down, left and right. Can I just walk off the edge? It seems like I can. And so, I guess what I'm doing here is cheating. Huh. And I guess we're doing more platforming here. Oops. Let's get up. We are having some repeated people. And I'm trying to stay as high up as possible. This is not what I really expected from a race. But I guess it is something I probably should have expected. And those motion lines make it very confusing to look at. And that one was already missing a person. So it's the two co-eds that work for Ammo Baron now. They were the bad guys. They had the secret project, which is questionable, because why did they give a ticket to Shantae in that case? Because they were suspicious of her, at least a little bit. So had they just not given their ticket to her, she wouldn't have been able to make it this far. Here comes another flying carpet, Vinegar. They're actually naming these characters. I don't feel like in the last game when they were introduced, they were given names. Get ready for it, Twitch. And, like, Twitch and Vinegar are either very dirty, like, sexual references. Referencing, like, the face of ecstasy of people. Or it's a reference to game streaming platform, Twitch, but then I don't get what vinegar would be, because it's not like YouTube and vinegar rhyme or anything. And I don't know of any other service that would even come close to something like vinegar. Yeah, seems like a weird choice for a name in general.
Twitch? Vinegar?
And see, if this wasn't a Western company, which I'm fairly certain Way Forward is, maybe this translates from a different language, but even at that, then the meaning is completely lost here, and it should have been localized into different names. It would be way easier, for instance, to call them like ketchup and mustard, but they're both blonde, so one of them could be called mustard fairly easily. But eggs and mustard, yolk and mustard, yellow egg yolk and mustard would both be two yellow things, and then that would be a combination of weird food products. So you two are the thieves. Hey, we've got orders from up top. I don't even know which one of these is supposed to be Twitch and which one of these is supposed to be vinegar. We have one blonde girl with bombs and a gun on her side that she'll never pull, because that would increase the age rating by the ESRB. And then we have another one that's more in a unitard outfit, but and showing less belly and wearing big gloves. Yeah, surrender that magic carpet, girl. Forget it. Fine, have it your way. Aerial Salt Squad, Twitch and Vinegar. Okay. Oops, well, we're gonna have to figure out how many blasts of fireballs I can do, and if that's gonna do a significant amount of damage, or if we're in just kind of a bad position. I doubt any of my transformations are supposed to help here. Alright, how about this? There we go. That should work fairly well. Just rack out all of these guys. Yeah, so we'll try and hit these guys every now and then we'll throw out the thunder cloud. Yeah, that's gonna work fairly well. Particularly if we can get it in a specific area. Let's see. Seems like I can hit the clouds. Can I? Yeah, I can. Interesting. So that was like one bar of magic and just a few hits. That takes care of those two. I imagine this might be a sub-boss though, because we just got to this level, so unless we're going to get to more of a land area, it's questionable what else could be here, besides another boss fight. It could also be a case though that maybe this is just a different kind of mission, some like falling action mission. Well, I would call it more of a rising action mission, but and the previous levels, I guess with the platforming, maybe were more falling action. Now to find out where they're taking those carpets. Yeah. I'd say the Shantae series doesn't really have a lot of falling action in general. It seems to kind of just ramp up more and more. Alright, so we've got an ammo baron style ship, and it seems like We're gonna have people jumping up, attacking, and we're gonna have a lot of opportunities for health. And I don't think that there's a lot of desire for an underside to get to the underside of this. The cannon here that are shooting at us are much more reasonable. We can see the wind falling on us, but it's not really pushing me back. And the game has to stay consistent with its so there is all kinds of secrets. Interesting, so we'll have to be... How are we gonna pass this though? Wouldn't you have to... Yeah, you're gonna have to do this, and then get over here, and then get over here, and then do that. And so that probably does mean I missed something, but it may not be a big thing. In the previous game when we fought the Ammo Baron, his giant tank was just a boss, and as such it really didn't do much. It was kind of a frustrating fight, sure, but there wasn't anything super unique about it. Fighting a tank is pretty generic. They're dropping a lot of... Ooh, that could be a nightmare if we start dying a lot. They're dropping a lot of green gems, and we are, I guess, back to a situation where at any point I could get into a platforming section that could be a nightmare. Nope, bubble does not protect you. That's irritating. Let's go and destroy that. That way we have a safer path. Is there possibly a way? Nope, you can't even grab the edges. Oh, how was I supposed to know that? The more you die in these levels, the more the game does start eliminating enemies, even if they are enemies that are typically immortal otherwise. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, so close. Let's go ahead and use a monster egg. I don't think we need those as much as we did originally. You can definitely feel how a game like this would benefit from having more just more checkpoints. Alright. So at this point, this is where you go. We'll break that. Ah, seriously? So apparently you're supposed to just be a monkey this whole time so you can get further jumps. It kind of feels like the game is heavily insisting on the idea that you should always be a monkey when you get these platforming sections. Seriously? So the people will spawn when you see a down arrow like this, but that's a great point where having the shield would have been helpful. There we go. Maybe I can flip down more of these. And maybe this is specifically designed to have more checkpoints if you walk through doors. Yeah, there's nothing else in this room other than that. Down we go. And save. That was still better than the last platforming section. That last platforming section was a nightmare. Let's break all these and try to get as many gems as possible. There we go. I imagine they thought people wouldn't have thought of that originally, so they intentionally wanted to lock you into a room where you had to do that. What we haven't seen from the previous game is rooms that are relatively small and have just a bunch of people. No real battle rooms have shown up. I find that a little strange. I feel like at some point these spikes probably will no longer be an issue also. I can put on my shield bubble if I hit the right button. 1, 2, 3. Nope. That was no good. Seems silly that your shield, you have a shield and then the shield doesn't work for half the things. And see, I feel like what they've done here is they've moved the lasers slightly closer together. But they couldn't move it too close together, otherwise you wouldn't get the idea of waiting in the middle. Also, thank goodness we have not yet to see a scenario like in the last game where there was a secret alcove in the background that you had to hide in after you had been stripped of all of your powers. That sequence had a funny ending, but boy was that frustrating to actually play. You didn't drop any stakes. Although, perhaps it's fairly silly to think a human warrior would drop a stake. Okay. There's actually plenty of time here. Once again, we have these plants. I mean, we could try this, I suppose. Nope. Nothing special there. We've found some water, and we've heard an interesting sound effect from that water. Alright, let's swap over to our mermaid character. It's yellowish water, but seems to be relatively safe. Feels like it would be smarter if you just had a magical ability to transform into a mermaid the second you touch the water, instead of having to do the dance for that. Like, yeah, I don't think there's anything here I can do. I'm missing an ability, so we'll have to come back to this again. And that kind of stinks. To find something and then find out it's useless. I think that's pretty much how each level is going to play out, though, is you're almost certainly not going to be able to collect the secret thing you may have found. Alright, well. There we go. Up a chain we go, and we've got some spinning blades. Just to make it worse on you. Feels like the grabbing is better in this new iteration. It should be, of course. The grabbing of the chains in the previous game was a little rough. And yeah, everything's been reanimated, so the animation of Shantae climbing kind of shows almost a completely bare backside. If you look at it from that perspective. Yeah. See, yeah, it looks like she's basically not wearing a shirt if you miss the one thin strap of her bra. Well, it didn't fall to my death, at least. Okay. I see where I made a mistake. I need to hold on to the chain. Then I need to wait for it to clear. And then I need to very, very quickly get to the other side. And I guess that's one benefit of finding this secret area, is it did give me a place to reset myself and have as a checkpoint. Of course, I still need to keep a good eye on my health. It would just take 2 or 3 good hits, and we would be back to the continue screen, wherever the continue screen wants to put it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now we need to go back to the elephant. They're just intentionally trying to make this so that we use the elephant effect more, which is appreciated, frankly, because the elephant effect was kind of underused. I want to see something here. We'll go and eat this. We have the green stone, so if I can find green gems, I can turn them into magic. I got a roast. Where did the roast go? Oh, well, apparently roast is a 4th health item. That was a green gem. Do we want to grind here? Because it kind of feels like they've stopped giving you stuff. Right, well. Slide down slowly and through here. Well, we can't do anything in the dark, obviously. And Fireball doesn't seem like that's gonna do anything. Let's see. I mean, I know that there's something here. So unless I can be really careful. Yeah, this seems like this is too much of a challenge at the moment. We'll see if that never changes and that is just a you have to play it in the darkness challenge always. I'm just gonna leave that guy. Like, no real reason even try and take him on. Not really sure where we're going. I really haven't looked at the entire layout of the world. And yeah, again, I think there probably is stuff down there, but it could just be straight death too. So if we're gonna do that, let's do this. Let's go this way. And then let's go back this way. And that way, if we fall to our deaths, we know what we're in for. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah, there's some kind of secret that direction. But we'll have to deal with that later. Can't go that way. Yeah, so we took on Vinegar and Twitch and not Ammo Baron in the same level. Alright, that's fine. That's a way you can have two different levels and separate things out a little bit more. I assume that's what's going to happen here. And that this isn't going to turn into a battle. All the people are in pain. I guess we are going to fight Ammo Baron. Somehow it had to be you. Last of all, that airship cost billions of crowd-funded dollars. For shame. I thought you could win the race by cheating. The race? Huh. I don't care about some stupid civilian air show. And I don't care about the prize money neither. Huh? I'm after global conquest. Air supremacy, baby. Or babe. Armored ships are good and all, but I need airborne troops too. But being as how the magical silkworm is endangered and is also very cute, I'll just take the magical silk I need from inside these losers' carpets and use them to manufacture magic carpet uniforms for my men.
Magic silkworms?
Apparently she'd never heard of the magical silkworms. This is really funny seeing all these people in pain, crippled. Although there's only really 3 animations here, and so each animation has been used twice. Whereas you probably could have animated a unique position or flipped some people, make it look a little bit less obvious that you're just repeating the same pattern. Actually, it very well may be that there is barely one animation here and they have just flipped and rotated the same person multiple times.
You can't be serious.
I'll demonstrate. Men, deploy the MCUs. Magical carpet uniforms, I guess. Bosh. Or Boosh. Let's show this hot little tamale a nice tight formation. Well, that sounds like a dirty joke. Ammo Baron, limited edition, loudmouth. Alright, well, how about that? Let's go ahead and eat one of these. Yeah, these storm clouds seem like they're gonna work fairly well. But their positioning is pretty tough. Let's not get hit too much here. And instead, let's eat one of these. And that just refills full health. No big surprise there. So it seems like we've unlocked a second phase at this point. I'm about out of magic, so now would be as good a time as any to fill out, to maybe use any. There's a danger here of accidentally formationing into a swastika, but I don't think that really would happen. Right, now is a great time to use that and stick those storm clouds. I think we've got them. I could be using Spike Ball also, I guess. Let's see how Super Pike Ball does. It does a decent amount of damage also. Plus, when using Super Pike Ball, I can more directly control who I'm targeting. He either has an infinite amount of health or just quite a lot of health. Man, that went poorly because I wasn't paying attention to my own health. Let's just go ahead and hit the start bar. Alright, we'll do this. And we'll try not to get hit too often. I'm getting hit quite a lot. So let's start by eating this. Yeah. Gotta stay out of the way. I can see now that drained my magic fast enough that I really just have to use a potion now. Yeah, why am I not just beating on him way more than that than I am? Alright, so when they retarget, shoot for everything, then shoot some more. And it might be a good point at that point to turn off the pike ball also, but whatever. Well, yeah, this feels about the point where you should be done. That you should go through this whole cycle once, and that would be about it. Yeah. So even when I thought the cloud was useful, it really wasn't that useful. Like, it probably helped me reduce tank damage, but it was also severely reducing the amount of damage I was dealing. And now all the men are missing their pants, which is alright, funny enough. Moan, what went wrong? You did. You're grounded. All that work, up in smoke.
Serves you right, Ammo Baron.
And serves you right and Ammo Baron very well may be two characters merged together. I guess Vinegar and Twitch are the only two Ammo Baron female commanders, or I don't even know if they're commanders or if they're just standard military people. Hello, is this thing on? Now Roddy Tops is going to be talking. Ladies and gents, it looks like the Ammo Baron has trashed all of today's participants. All but the purple-haired newcomer, that is. Judges? There's a lot more animation here than the previous game, too. Like, we still are very much going with the stationary characters and the dialogue that way, and it would be nice if they had been able to take the transition to the next step and have the characters just talk and be animated with their lips moving instead of having people read it. But I just don't think they way forward would have the budget for that, and if they tried to do that, the game itself would probably suffer because they would overemphasize that. Way forward already animates quite a few different poses for the characters compared to other visual novels, so if you were to compare the dialogue section here to visual novels, it's very similar, although other visual novels also don't have platforming and RPG elements. We have a winner. It's a little surprising she doesn't do a little dance on the platform there. It wouldn't have to be a unique dance, but I mean, it could just be a dance. Daughter of the genies, welcome to the genie realm. Take this transformation and enter the light. And I guess my suspicion here is that this might not be the genie realm at all. Use the dance to enter tiny spaces. So this is pretty much how we're going to do these secret passages, I guess. And I don't recall there ever being a mouse. But boy, is that tiny. So you center into these kind of bricks with the zigzag pattern on them. And then it does not control very well at all. You center on that, and then you make your way through to the other end. And it's really a bunch of 2s and 5s.
All clear.
We've seen these platforms before. It pretty much confirms that there will be no secret, like, just hidden entrances to a lot of places. First place, A. Sounds exciting. Let's see what you've won. A lifetime supply of Mermaid Falls famous canned monster chow. Ugh, no, especially now that I know what's in it. I'll take it. Gotta enjoy life while we still can, right? How's your machine coming along, Uncle? It's almost done. I've got the power supply hooked up and the magnet is charging, and I can already see the dark magic particles accumulating in the containment sphere. I guess that means it's time to look for a light shard. Think you're up to the task? We'll soon find out. I'll get Wrench ready to fly. Is Bolo gonna say anything? Good luck and be careful. Apparently not. Let me know if you come across it. When we were at Mermaid Falls, I saw a twinkly light. Could have been a light shard. Apparently that's where we're going. You know, I hear there's hidden rooms and passages all over the desert tower. With the new elephant power, you could really wreck that place up. Desert Tower? Have we been to a place called the Desert Tower? Buy a warp dance can help you get around more quickly. Dancing usually is a great way to stay in shape, but your elephant dance makes you healthy enough to withstand even the most powerful winds. There's a weird wizard living in Mermaid Falls. They're really opening up here. The traveling doctor, he's at the bathhouse right now. Let's see if there's anything in here. Nope. She's just gonna offer a hint. And you probably don't need hints. Ooh, they're completely out of leeches. Oh, hello, and what's the reason for seeing me today? Are you allergic to any medications? Do you have a history of stomach problems? Happen to know the date of your last physical exam? Well, if you ever need a checkup, just come see me. I don't know why she would need a checkup, but maybe that's going to be it. The Desert Tower hides a powerful magic, but no one I know can fit into such a small entryway. We can already do that. We have 226 gold. So I can increase my damage dealt. Or I could cut my magic use in half, which I think I need to cut my magic use in half before I do anything else. Yeah, I think that's definitely where this needs to go. Magic bracelet. And so we do have the bikini armor, which is cutting our damage in half, and that's still not really doing enough. I could get like one mega potion, but it'd be better to buy in bulk later. A strange man passed through. A strange man who studies ancestry passed through on his way to the Desert Tower. Looking for a light shard? There's a strange hermit who lives in the Desert Tower. Perhaps he can be of some assistance. So he just tells you directly what everybody else is saying. With a mighty stomp, you could pop thingies up from beneath the ground. But I don't have a heavy stomp ability. Probably is worthwhile to run in here and just open some doors. So we know we've gotten only 2 doors open. And that lets us run and get some more rupees. Try to grind a little bit here. You just never leave Sequin Town, apparently. Except for to go to Main Street. Like, let's see. Yeah, unless this is the default stomp ability. Like, yeah. I don't think I have the default stomp ability, and it would be in line that we would get it in this next section. And yeah, I still don't think I'd get everything anywhere else. So, we don't have a map though. So are we supposed to go to Mermaid Falls, or are we supposed to go somewhere else? I didn't get a map. Let's go talk to the uncle and see if maybe he's got a map. desert tower. I don't think I want to get a hint. And everything would tell me to go back to Tasseltown. And maybe they mean the desert tower inside of as one of the levels in Tasseltown. That might be it. That might very well be the case here, is that they either want you to warp dance through this first section or run through it if you want. These guys are still a mess. And we'll want to keep an eye out to see if we'll want to keep our eyes out to see if we can get through this whole section a little bit easier. Right. Down here. I don't think there's anything here. We're doing about 6 damage a hit. And we're doing about twice as much damage per cycle. We're probably doing exactly twice as much per cycle. Alright. Nope. We still don't have an ability to push things. I don't think. Yeah, if I come down here, she can't push anything. These guys are dropping roasts now instead of monster eggs, which really goes to show that they've decided really quickly to ramp up the items. Yeah, I don't want to go down there. We're looking for things that only an elephant would have. Like things only an elephant would have been able to break. Because that's really the only new ability we have. Yeah. See, I can't break that, so let's get that monster egg. We may not even get any wind. Let's go ahead and eat something. See, nothing there. Yeah, more and more of this just does not seem like it's really anything at all. We couldn't get through this part here. So maybe this is what they were talking about. There is a white light here. What new ability does this give us? Spider dance. Double jump to grapple to ceilings, press Y to dance. You don't have a double jump. That is a... okay. That is definitely a spider. When she's falling, she'll grapple upwards and shoot a thing up her butt. From her web spinner butt. Kind of want to zoom in because it's like she's got a hand bra. It looks like she's just got prints of a hand over her boobs, or assuming the spider has boobs. The next step here with if they were going to let you hit the pieces of the worm would be for those pieces to do damage to other enemies and not do damage to you, ideally. And it doesn't seem like that's really the case. Well, we do know at least one thing that almost certainly would have evolved around the idea of the spider dance. It would have been easy. Now, at this point, the guy's gone. Good. So we're not going to get chased up. Instead, we're going to talk to this. Whoa, you a grave robber? Sniff? Not me. Genealogy guy. Build your family tree and whatnot. Sniff. I'm here looking for remains. Remains are all around us. You can tell where they are buried because flowers grow there. Person goes in the dirt, person turns into plant food. Gotta unearth those remains. It's a dirty job, but comes with the territory. Bring me 5 remains. They're in this tower. Just gotta figure out where. Sniff. Also take this. So he just hands you Elephant Stomp. Use that to stomp the flowers. Stuff might pop out. Alright, well, we now know where Elephant Stomp is. And are these Nagas? So we can take our sweet time through this, and the guys apparently aren't going to shoot at us. We're not going to have any real challenge at all. Just, well, a couple people, I guess, will attack us. I assume the roots that we see in these walls are not indications of other areas. Interesting, they swapped it up there. They put a bud saw, but then they got rid of all of the spikes here. And then, oops, wrong transformation. It's the second row on the right. And this one, I guess, is a bit of a puzzle. But you have to push buttons in the right direction. Another gallery key. I wouldn't be surprised if there actually is no reason to ever go through this third area, though, because that was where the really frustrating platforming was. And frankly, I would appreciate it if they made it so I didn't have to go through that. Still don't really know what the deal with all of that is. Yeah, I don't think there actually is much around that idea. I think there's just... They decided to throw some bricks that could be destroyed around the world because they existed in the previous games. But they, at the moment, don't seem like they're doing anything. And stomp. Stomp the flowers. Was that enough? Or do we need to stomp the flowers multiple times? And see, this time, I guess they're gonna let me go through a room on the side here to create a checkpoint. Although I don't know if that actually did create a checkpoint. It's weird to find 2 gallery keys. Because that almost makes me wonder, are there only 2 or 3 levels left? Like, is this Kickstarter game going to turn out to be slightly disappointing? Maybe it's going to be very pretty, we can't deny that, but it may very well just be a little short. That being said, I think there's also still an aspect of development that I think WayForward needs to work on with their Shantae games, because the platforming sections do seem to have a tendency of getting overlong and somewhat repetitive. And I think there's room for more improvement there, particularly as they're moving towards a 3D environment. On the other hand, you could kind of complain that Shantae is potentially going the same direction that Super Mario went with Mario 64, and they never really turned back much on that. You have like New Super Mario Land that is somewhat 2D, but I'd say almost all the Mario games now are heavily emphasized on 3D open world platforming versus a more linear 2D platforming. We're getting abilities really quickly. So the mouse can now bite. How does that help? We haven't even seen anything that would block. Like, yeah, no, I haven't seen anything that indicated you'd ever need the mouse to bite. Let's try this. Come on, snakes. Yeah. So I can take on these snakes and do 1 damage. Maybe if there was no way for them to hurt you, you might have an infinite damage there, I suppose. Like, that might be a very cheaty way to try and... Well, we know there's something up there, we just can't get up there. Yeah. We don't have any kind of dance. Well, spider dance might go that way. Alright, well. Hmm. Hmm. Close. We do see the limitation definitely from that, though. Like, the spider ceiling dance will only let you go so far. I thought I was supposed to be finding remains, and I didn't find any remains. Hmm. Do we have a flying ability? Right. I did notice that if you're supremely confident in your jumping abilities, most of these jumps could be skipped. You can skip one of the jumps in the middle. So like I can go here and jump there, and then I can jump there and then jump over there. We do have more health now, so there is a level of success. There we go. It makes so much more sense now. But it still kind of feels like you have a decent amount of challenge here. And these little up and down claw things are the things that will disappear slowly as you die more if you get stuck in a level. See, yep. That was a little dangerous to do. And if you get loosey-goosey with it, you will probably run into a problem. Let's see. So let's just skip this whole section. Warp to the next area. It's a little unbelievable though that you would actually, and see that just kind of looped around. So you're just going in circles. Yeah, it's unbelievable that there aren't sections, that there are sections where there's just nothing to collect at all. Wait, I want to see if I can go back this way. Nope. That sucks, certainly. Stone dragon heads could be carden remains. Remember what they said about flowers. Telltale sign. Stomp them flat, no mercy. Get 5 remains, I'll take them. Sniff. Okay. I think we now know what's going on here. What I missed. I needed to crawl through these as the mouse. Nope, nope. I needed to remember that in the previous game you could smash these with the elephant. Right. And that transformed me back, saving me a bit of time. Okay. The mouse does not go into these little sections. So I'm guessing the way this all boils down to is if there's a head I can hit with the elephant, that's one that has remains. I assume if I can't hit it, it doesn't have remains. That would be the logical deduction there. And that probably means that we know where the last three of those are. We can transform into this and smash this if we want. And it did smash it, but didn't do really anything else. Honestly, even in the previous game, smashing these lion heads didn't really synergize as something that I thought we needed to do a lot of. We may have to just go all the way back down once we've collected everything, or just because I missed something. Honestly, I'm just not in the mood to actually... Are there just no remains here? I'm not seeing any flowers. I'm not really in the mood to do the next section of this world, so I'm not going to do it off screen or anything like that. I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that there actually is nothing there that really needs to be collected. I know there is something that can be collected. But fingers crossed that's a health increase or something. 2 of 5 remains. Hey, we're up to 400 rupees. I think it would be kind of hard to not have everything we need going forward. Alright. Yeah, if it's a harder jump, it seems like it doesn't actually give you the remains. Instead, it just takes you to an area with a decent amount of rupees or some other reward. And I fairly suspect that the last remains are at this very end. This could get grindy. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't some dragon head in that area. Yeah, once again, we're seeing great examples of WayForward being way too good at finding annoying creatures. Yeah. Don't think I can hit that one. Don't think I can hit that one. I could hit this one. We may just have to go back through this though. Like, if I was to turn into an elephant and go this way to the right, I'm not sure if I wouldn't have some kind of arcing attack that would possibly hit one of the dragon heads. Yeah, and they have a weird, like, third way it's recorded line of her saying transform, kind of like bored with it. And at a certain point, if they knew the line of dialogue was going to be repeated so often that they needed 3 different lines, I don't know, 3 different readings of the same line, they needed to probably not have her say transform every time she transforms. It'd be more interesting if she started humming or singing right about now when you're doing the dance. Sure, maybe that confuses the idea, and maybe she is only wanting to be known as a belly dancer and not a singer. But it would give a nice audio counterbalance. Right. This is quite the maze. Now, this probably would work way better on the D-pad. Yes, it does. Than the analog stick. Yeah. Top tip here, use the D-pad. Well, actually, D-pad does not work in that scenario. That took a lot of effort. And then our heart holder. It's nice. Although, once again, makes me really question how long this game is. If we're up to 6 hearts and we've done about 4 or 5 areas. Like, are we gonna get up to having 12 hearts, or are we gonna really be done with it fairly quicker? I could have sworn one of those would have been the final location. Alright, well. So there's nothing up here. Alright, so now we've got to go back down. Somewhere around here is the remains. One final remains. It's got to be hidden. Probably behind a dragon head, since everything else was hidden behind the dragon head. Which First guess would be to do this. That didn't work. So if that doesn't make it, then this would only be the one that might work. And if that doesn't work, am I supposed to perhaps get to the edges and smash these down, Lord? Let's see. See if I go this way, then press down like that. I'm not really gonna get it. You can't jump and dodge and dash. There's a lot of places here where it would be nice if you could jump through the bottom of them. Right. Do we perhaps miss a flower in one of the areas? I don't think so. I think they kind of intentionally have made this fairly easy to see. I don't think it's either one of those. We didn't really investigate this one. Alright, so perhaps it's over here. Yes, it is. We have nearly 600 gold, too. That's certainly nice, though we've gone a little long. You deliver those remains for me? Yep, give the remains. You gave remains. Nice. Sniff. Achoo. You got sick. Sorry about that. You got sick. I want to get that checked out by a doctor. Alright. This is a ridiculous way for the game to play, but yeah. Let's get out of here. So we got all the remains and handed it to him. I also now know in Tasseltown there is one more gallery key, 2 lost souls, and 2 heart containers, which we can see that like lost souls aren't always in the 6th position or anything consistent like that, so we won't know what we're missing from Mermaid Falls until we have at least one of everything. Same is true for Main Street, and same is true for Scuttletown. But yeah, kind of a weird going back to just remind you that those things still exist and that you need to go back to each land at some point. Mission. Yeah. But I'm glad I didn't have to do the platforming section, and with any luck, I won't have to do the platforming section until very late in the game, at which point maybe I'll have developed better platforming skills. We have 548 rupees, which is gonna just do us great. Yeah, I kind of wish I could buy food at this point, because we're not getting a lot of grapefruit, and I'm gonna end up having 9 out of, I assume, 9 monster eggs, and potentially even 9 out of 9 roasts. and there's going to be very little I can do to reduce my damage going forward, it seems. It is also worth mentioning, like, there's really no reason to not have a secondary menu. Like, 3 tabs at the top, one for dances, one for relics, and inventory and key items could be 1 tab. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.